Before completing the tasks of the training course, we strongly recommend that you pre-configure the program interface and all necessary tools and requisites. Let's make the necessary settings together. Go to the Manage tab and activate the Options command in the Customization group and make the following settings in the Color Settings item. Double-click on the name Model Space Color and select White as the main color. Click OK. In the Application look, click once on the circle opposite the light style. Make sure that a black dot appears in the circle. Next, click on the Apply button, and then on the OK button. In the same customization group, select the Toolbars command from the drop-down list. Check the two panels Modify and Draw. These panels should immediately appear in your program interface. Click Close. New panels can be placed in a convenient area of the workspace by dragging and hovering the panel to the desired part of the window. To enlarge the workspace, the Properties panel can be minimized by clicking on the pen. If you suddenly lose this panel, you can always activate it on the Settings tab in the Palettes group. Now let's go to the Settings in the status bar, which is located at the bottom of the workspace. Here you can enable or disable some settings. A light gray color means that this setting is disabled. Dark gray is enabled. Make sure that you have the following settings enabled: OSnap, 3D OSnap, Object Tracking, Polar Tracking, Dynamic Input, Line Weight, Hatching. Other settings can be disabled. On the right, there are several functions and commands that we may need during modeling. They can also be turned on or off by simply clicking on the corresponding icon. Preview of the selection. Use it if you are used to it being highlighted when you hover over an element. Object Selection dialog. Use it when you can't select an element. When this setting is enabled, the program will display a list of all the elements that were selected. Dynamic UCS. Use it to snap to a specific plane of the object. We will use this command very often, so you can enable it. Scale. You can change the symbol scale on the screen. In our project, we will use a scale of 1 to 100. Set it by selecting it from the list. Use the mouse wheel to quickly zoom in or out of the workspace display. Let's start setting up the attributes. Throughout the project, you will need attributes such as layers and textures, and we will also configure the dimensions and drawing units. Let's go to the Annotation tab, where we will click on the arrow icon in the lower right corner of the Dimensions group. Go to the Primary Units tab, where we will set the precision value to 0 decimal places. Similarly, use the Units command to set the drawing units in the precision field. Let's start configuring the layers. Go to the Home tab and activate the Layer Properties command in the Layers group. Now, we need to create a number of layers equal to the number of groups of elements that will be created in the project. For example, a separate layer for exterior walls and a separate layer for floor structures. Click on the Add button. Name the new layer Auxiliary Lines and change the layer color to red. Next, add a layer named Axes and make sure that the color for this layer is white. Next, select the line type. This is how you configure the layers that you will use in your project. Now let's create the remaining layers. Air vent, internal partitions, doors, eave, columns, roof, stairs, fencing, windows, facade finish, base finish, floor structure, dimensions, raster, exterior walls, vane, and base. To start modeling in the desired layer, you need to assign the current layer. This can be done by specifying the layer status in the first column. You will see a square displayed next to the current layer. This means that this layer is the current one. If you want the elements that are on the same layer not to be visible for a certain time, then you can turn off this layer by clicking on the light bulb icon. To make the layer visible again, turn it back on by pressing the same button. After all the changes, close the Layers window. Now let's talk about the coverings. Coverings are an important attribute for conceptual design. They are a set of settings and coverings that determine the appearance of the surface of three-dimensional objects and imitate the materials of the real world. As a result of applying the covering, an object may look made of wood, plastic, metal, be glossy or matte, have a complex texture, or not reflect light at all. Go to the Manage tab and activate the Coverings Browser command in the Function Panel group. Here you will see a list of all available coverings or textures in the project at the moment. You can always create a new covering, edit an existing covering in the project, and upload an already configured covering through the file browser. We will look at this functionality in detail in one of the following lessons in our video tutorial series. We have completed all the necessary settings and can move on to creating our first project.